RotoBaller Game Day.
Hey, what's going on, RotoBallers? It is week 15. Hard to believe we are so far into the season at this point. We've only got a couple of weeks left. And this week, more than likely, a majority of you are playing to get into a fantasy football championship, or maybe you're in the first round of your playoffs if you play that championship in week 17. Either way, though, we are here to help you out, to help you move forward in the playoffs and bring the crown home to you. Thanks so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. I'm Kyle Richardson, Senior Fantasy Analyst for RotoBaller.com. And guess who's back again.
I'm way too big for that, though, because there's nothing about me that you can say is slim.
So, Jake Hubman back with me today after a brief stint off this week due to work obligations, which we won't harass him about too much today. But he's here, and he's the main Let It Flow guy. I let it flow once this week, Jake. I think it was okay, but again, I'm not as good as you are.
I heard from a few viewers that you let it flow, but they said you didn't do a bad job. So, I mean, thank you for filling in, when needed.
I try to hold it down when you're not here, but tons of questions. They're already rolling in right now, so we appreciate everyone dropping those questions already. We are going to be getting to as many as possible. We're going to be going through the chat. We're going to be letting it flow twice like we always do. But remember, if you want us to let it flow, you have to hit that like button. Hit that like button. Get us some more likes on this video. Make sure that you also subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you follow Jake and I on Twitter at krich1532. Jake is at Fantasy Headliners, FNTSY Headliners. And then there are also links right below that you can just click on those to follow to Twitter and hit that follow button, where we are always answering those questions and getting back to you as quickly as possible. Again, thanks so much for being here today. Let's get you ready to move forward. And there are a few things I just want to throw out there real quick. So a few things that we've seen here in the last half hour or so. T.Y. Hilton is officially in today. LaShawn McCoy is out. Chris Ivory is also out. Joe Flacco is in. Allen Robinson is in. Ito Smith is in, Matthew Stafford is in, Chris Thompson in, Josh Jackson in, Ty Montgomery out, Kenneth Dixon, a guy that I really like this week. I think that Ty Montgomery being out really helps Kenneth Dixon's opportunity to become a huge asset for fantasy owners this week.
Yeah, absolutely. We've thought that before, though, right? Kenneth Dixon's name has been talked about, it seems like, for years upon years, and there's always something that comes up, but I finally think this may be the time that he has some fantasy value. I don't know if he's automatically some must start, but he is definitely somebody with some added value if maybe you had one of these guys that you can't trust here on Sunday now. Maybe
I might be a little crazy for this, but if I had Aaron Jones and I had Kenneth Dixon and I had to pick between one of them today, I'd pick Kenneth Dixon.
It sounds disgusting. Like, it makes me want to throw up in my mouth a little bit, but I see it. I don't know if my finger would do that. I would get to the submit button and it would start doing like this.
You'd have to use two hands.
I have to push it down. But I understand the thought process. It's a tough Bears defense for Aaron Jones, but I don't think my finger would let me do it.
Yeah, it'd be hard to, but I think it's Aaron Jones's matchup. I don't like it at all. Aaron Jones, I've gotten a lot of questions about this week. I don't like his matchup. I would rather pick a multitude of other players over Aaron Jones this week. I just don't think the matchup is going to be there. This is a Bears team. This is a Bears team that absolutely shut down Todd Gurley. So if they're going to shut down Todd Gurley and the Rams offense, I suspect that they're going to be able to do the same thing to the Packers.
Yeah, not a question there. It will be a limited upside game for sure. He'll be somewhat touchdown dependent.
Let's jump into some of these questions. There are a lot flowing in here right now. Don't forget, though, if you want us to let it flow, you have to hit that like button. Make sure you start doing that.
250, Kyle? That's what it is, right? 250 likes to get the first let it flow.
Normally I would say that, but this is week 15. There was a lot of people. I don't know if our views are going to be quite where they have been in recent weeks. So I want to just temper expectations a little bit.
So what you're doing is you're offering a coupon to the people.
A little bit, a coupon. Offering a coupon today. So if we get, what do we say normally, 250, right?
It's normally 250.
Let's do 150 for the first let it flow, but we might have to up the ante for the second one if the viewers start showing up midway through.
Well, all right then. Kyle is a man of the people. He's just offering discounts. It's Christmas season, people.
I am like the Oprah of fantasy football. You get to let it flow, and you get to let it flow. Everybody gets a
You did not just say that while we're streaming. I can't edit that out, Kyle.
That's okay. Oh, that is all right. Okay, so let's jump into some of these questions, Jake.
All right, let's do it. What about Corey Davis or Kenny Galladay for Ray Delatorre?
Which one was it again? I missed the first name.
Corey Davis was the first one, or Kenny Galladay.
Yeah. Kenny Galladay's matchup is bad enough, and Stafford is dealing with back injuries, that I would go Corey Davis this week, and I don't like that pick at all. But I think Corey Davis has a much lower floor than Kenny Galladay, but he has a much higher ceiling as well.
Yeah, I agree. For this week, I would have to go Corey Davis also. What about Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson for Jolie Tao?
I'm going to go Lamar Jackson based on the matchup. I think Josh Allen's going to find it a little bit more difficult to run against the Lions defense than he has against other defenses in the past few weeks. And that's really what has propped his value, is his ability to rush on the ground, to stack up those rushing yards, get in the end zone for a rushing TD here and there as well. He's been too inconsistent as a passer, so I don't have him nearly as high in my rankings this week as I've had him in other rankings. I think that's going to be like maybe like a 9-6 type ball game in Buffalo today.
That would be disgusting.
It would be.
That's why they have NFL Red Zone and Sunday Ticket and all that kind of stuff. You don't want to watch that. What about Jameis Winston or Nick Mullins for Kells 22?
I'm still going to go with Jameis Winston because I think the volume opportunity is there.
The volume opportunity is there, but so is the turnover opportunity.
Yes.
That's what I'm worried about, is the turnover opportunity. Not that Nick Mullins has this super cake matchup, but I think he may be somewhat safer, just not the higher upside of the two. Jameis still has that higher upside because if they can, put up some points against that Baltimore Ravens defense, I mean, Jameis Winston, we know he's going to throw the ball, 3 times short of a buttload. So, I mean, he's going to get the volume. Nick Mullins, he's been playing pretty well as of late, though.
I've got Jameis Winston as my QB 19 and Nick Mullins as my QB 25. Seattle's just been playing really, really, really good defense. I mean, they did a pretty good job of holding the Vikings down. Were they holding the Vikings down, or were the Vikings holding themselves back with their play calling? That might be up for debate, but they did very good against a decent Vikings offense. So I think that they're rolling at the right time right now.
I hear you. All right, Marla Marshall, first-time submitter of a question. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. You said Marlon? His name is Marlon?
Marla. It's Marla.
Marla.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, Marla. Thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely. Happy Sunday to you. Watch all the time, though. Josh Allen, Trubisky, or Derek Carr. You guys rock.
Josh Allen, Trubisky, or Derek Carr. We're going to have to go with Mitchell Trubisky.
Hitting the hashtag early.
Do what?
We're hitting the hashtag early. It's Mitch Magic time.
Hashtag Mitch Magic. Okay. So Mitch Magic, he hasn't been as Mitch Magic as he was several weeks ago. Anyway. But anyway, he has the better matchup today. I don't trust Derek Carr even against Cincinnati. He just doesn't have the weapons. And then Josh Allen, again, talked about him a couple of minutes ago. I don't like his matchup this week.
I hear you. What about Cam or Dak? That's for Danny Sullivan.
So I'll have to go Cam. As much as I love Dak, I've got Dak inside the top 12 at quarterback, but I have Cam all the way up at 4 this week.
I have Cam higher, but
you do.
But I don't know if I like it. I have him back to back. I have him at 10 and 11. I dropped Cam way down. This shoulder injury is a little bit more worrisome than I think a lot of people are being led on to. There's something definitely wrong with the shoulder of Cam Newton. I mean, they're bringing in Tyler Hinkey or whoever the backup quarterback is, to throw the long ball here at the end of games and quarters and half. I mean, it's just not. He's going to be 100% reliant on somebody breaking big plays, and even though they have the opportunity to do it, excuse me, that Saints defense can literally shut teams out at times. Their only problem is their consistency. I think that Dak is a little safer this week.
And and we all know, I love myself some Dak. I love myself some Coop. I love myself some Zeke. I'm not even a fan. I'm not even a fan of the Cowboys. But over the last 4 weeks, the Colts are holding opposing QBs to 13.92 points per game for fantasy purposes. I think the matchup with New Orleans is a little nicer, even though New Orleans has been right in that area as well. I think Carolina still has the opportunity, and Cam Newton has the opportunity to be a little bit of a more upside play, especially in a game that really could turn into a back and forth affair, where Indianapolis and Dallas, I mean, that could turn into Dallas really pounding the ball as much as possible and just trying to keep the ball in the hands of their offense and away from Andrew Luck. I will say this, though. The last time we disagreed on Cam Newton, you were right.
I fought for Dak for you. And here I am picking Dak, and now you're not. Now you're going against him.
I'm not. Okay, I'm sorry. That's just how I feel this week. They're both QB1s in my mind. I don't think that either one is necessarily going to be wrong. I don't think the difference could be a winning or losing week for you. I think there's just an opportunity for a few more points, a smidge more points from Cam Newton.
Smidgen. All right, got another first-time listener. It's Josie's Florvius. Hopefully I didn't totally butcher that, and hopefully you come back and watch again. Wondering about Trubisky or Nick Foles.
Oh, Trubisky.
100%.
Nick Foles looked awful. He looked awful at the start of the year. I'm not trusting a guy who's been on the bench for the last however many weeks.
Yeah, not me neither. It's all Mitch Magic. 100%
Yep.
Mitch Magic. Dante McCringleberry saying thank you for helping him to the playoffs. He's 13-1.
Dante, thank you for showing up every week.
Yeah, we talk to you every week, Dante. Congratulations. What about Jalen Samuels or DJ Moore in a flex spot? Does not say if it's PPR or standard.
Standard would definitely be Samuels for me. And I like the DJ Moore matchup. But as we've talked about in the show a lot, in my flex position, I like to try and run with where the volume will be. That's why I'm going to have Samuels a little bit ahead of DJ Moore this week. I think Samuels is going to be a much safer play. I think he has a much higher floor than what DJ Moore does. DJ Moore has a little bit of a higher ceiling, I do believe, but I think Samuels will be a much more safe play with much more opportunities at guaranteed volume.
Yep, I 100% agree with that. Our Davo, he's got his hand raised up here. A lot of people got their hands raised, but Davo's caught my eye here. We got, says, what's up, guys? Pick 2, Dede Westbrook, Chris Godwin, Amari Cooper, or Tyler Boyd.
I'm going to go with hashtag always Amari and Tyler Boyd because they're the two wide receiver ones there.
That I agree with. However, I do have some sneaky upside looming for Mr. Dede Westbrook.
A little bit, but you didn't say that correctly.
Sneakily.
Thank you.
I mean, I fixed it, though. I mean, my bad, Kyle. Thanks for pointing out my inefficiencies on a
I don't hate Dede Westbrook this week. I just think that there's too much variance between whether or not it's going to be him or Dante Moncrief on a week-to-week basis. I think in a playoff matchup like this where you're looking to win a fantasy football championship, you go with the guys that I wouldn't say are guaranteed the looks, but have the most opportunities for looks, the wide receiver ones on their team, especially the hot Amari Cooper and then Tyler Boyd being his wide receiver one in a matchup that isn't too bad. That's why I'm going to go with those two. Dede Westbrook, though, for those of you out there who have him and might need like a flex play for him and you don't have better options, I wouldn't be against putting him in your lineup this week.
Did you notice there that I didn't say? I said I agreed with you, but I didn't say who my other name was.
It's okay. We know at this point.
You guys know that it's going to be Amari Cooper. I said it. I said it out loud. I feel better after saying it.
Do you? Have you?
I feel a little bit better. All right, Derek. What's going on, Big Derek? We got Gus or Dixon in a PPR league.
Dixon.
I think Dixon is probably a little bit safer. There is some bad weather though in that game. They're expecting rain a lot of the game there in Baltimore, a wet field. It wouldn't surprise me either with Lamar Jackson or center that we don't see a lot of Gus Edwards also. But I think in a PPR league, Dixon kind of has slightly more upside.
Yep.
Jason Cummins, what's going on? Jason says Lockett, Cooper, Samuels, or Breida.
Lockett, Cooper, Samuels, or Breida. Definitely not Breida for me.
No, me neither.
So then we look at Lockett, Cooper, or
Samuels.
Who's the other one?
Jalen Samuels.
Samuels. I'm going to take Samuels out because I like Cooper and Lockett over him because of upside. Oh, man. Cooper has the worst matchup. This is a tough one. Cooper or Lockett. That's who it's going to be between for me. But this is a tough one. This one I'm not. I want to say Lockett.
Well, I want to say Cooper, which sounds really weird because I don't ever want to say Cooper. So the fact that I want to say Cooper just makes me believe. I mean, the amount of volume he's getting is undeniable now. I mean, it's to the point now where the only reason I did not like Amari Cooper for 2 years was his inconsistencies. He's finally starting to be more consistent, and the talent was never the question.
Okay, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with Cooper. Lockett's really, really close. So, like, I've got those guys, like, literally. Like, I'm gonna actually double check my rankings real quick and see what my rankings say. Did he say if it was PPR or standard?
They gotta be pretty close though. I don't know why. Why do I like the Cowboys so much this week? I like Dak and I like Cooper.
Yeah, I've got them close. I've got Cooper. I've got Cooper at 12 and Lockett at 14, actually.
Yeah, pretty close. We got Joe Camel out here. What's going on, Joe? And
Joe.
And he's throwing us a bunch of eggplant emojis. So it's awkward. But we appreciate you, Joe. He's got Murphy, Dixon, or Jeff Wilson, and we can pick 2 of them. So you got Murphy.
Dixon's definitely one.
Well, Dixon's going to be your 1, but then you got Murphy or Wilson. Wilson, who I'm not too high on because they're going to be splitting work. Murphy, I mean, it's the Bills. Against
the Lions defense that has been really, really, really good against the run recently.
However, he will get the bulk of the touches there, where Wilson will be sharing with Breida. So I mean, it could be. I don't know. I didn't think I'd ever suggest him as a start. But Joe, what happened? Joe, what happened to all your running backs, Joe?
Yeah, well, he's probably dealing with injuries, like a majority of us.
Yeah, he is.
I feel like I have to go Murphy there.
I think I would have to also, just because I don't know how much of a split's going to be between Wilson and Breida.
Also, real quick, let me look this up here real quick. I just want to see something super fast. Talking about this running back situation for the Bills. Nope, this is not correct. Because McKenzie is a guy that I have some questions about.
People are starting to get worried that I'm suggesting Amari Cooper, Kyle.
They're starting to get worried.
Yeah, there's some people getting worried out here.
So Isaiah McKenzie, okay, he's a wide receiver, listed as a wide receiver. Actually, in 2 separate occasions in the last 4 weeks, he's gotten at least 3 touches out of the backfield. The first time, 3 for 32. The second time, 4 for 22. He also has 2 rushing touchdowns in the last 4 weeks. He's listed as a wide receiver, but that's why I'm worried about saying Murphy, though, because they've used this guy as more of like a gadget back, and he has been stealing touchdowns on the ground.
That's a problem, because there's not a whole lot of touchdowns to go around.
Yep.
But I still think he's somewhat of a higher upside Murphy is than Wilson.
Yeah. All right, people. Only 97 likes. We need 150 to let it flow today.
Don't make me drop bad words on here if we don't get some more likes. Let's see. What's the next question we got here? How about Kyle? Kyle George says he's been watching all season long, loves the content. Should he start Dante Pettis or Dede Westbrook? It's real quick to want to say Dante Pettis for me.
It is.
But are we worried a little bit about the injury concern of Dante Pettis and how much he's limited?
No. I'm not that worried. I'm not that worried about it when it comes to a guy like Dede Westbrook. I'm still going to go get Dante Pettis here.
Yeah, I mean, it's close. I think Westbrook may be slightly safer. Higher upside is with Pettis, though. And I need to apologize. Need upside reminded me. I said this earlier. I called him Amari Cooper, and I did a slight brief description in my video this week where I said I'm still going to call him Amari Pooper. And just to make sure the people are clear, I'm not disrespecting the guy, but the nickname's been there for 2 years, and it's not going to all of a sudden change. He's playing better, and I can suggest him as a start, but I'm still going to call him Amari Pooper.
With the way he's been playing, you continue to call him whatever you've been calling him.
Exactly. Maybe he's watching. Maybe I've motivated him.
He's watching right now. Amari
Probably
Cooper,
not. Probably
I like
not.
you. Jake doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think so. And Joe Camel, I don't know. Joe Camel says he wants to see the hot dog eating contest. We're pretty far away from 10K, though.
Yeah, we needed 10,000, and we're like 700 subscribers away with basically 2 weeks left in the fantasy season.
Yeah, so that's gonna be rough there, Joe Camel. Jake Bowdwin says he's never gonna watch this channel again unless you grow your beard out, Kyle.
Well, okay. I mean, I can start trying again.
Trying. I mean, you pretty much succeeded.
Yeah, it won't take me that long. I'm already working on a little bit of stubble, but that's just because I've had no time to shave this week.
All right, then. Back to questions. Carlos Rodriguez, Tevin Coleman, or Jordan Howard? Woof.
These are some tough questions. All of you guys playing in fantasy championships today that are making these tough calls with awful players, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear all this.
I wouldn't want to be relying on Tevin Coleman or Jordan Howard today.
I mean, I feel like we have to say, did he say PPR standard?
No.
PPR is Coleman, standard is Howard for me.
I mean, yeah, that's probably the closest way. I mean, I think, yeah. I mean, Howard is just so touchdown dependent every single week that if he doesn't get the touchdown, you are in some serious trouble. Coleman, though, hasn't done anything since what, like week 4? I mean, this is just...
Technically, I think really week 1, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's been forever, yeah. I mean, I may inch the needle a little bit closer to Howard regardless of format, but it's close. All right, Eric Suckling says, hey guys, championship time calls. I need the best flex option between DJ Moore, Doug Martin, Matt Breida, half-point PPR. What do you guys think?
Doug Martin, who was the first one?
DJ Moore, Doug Martin, or Matt Breida.
And half point?
Yep.
Who? I want to say Doug Martin here because I like that matchup a lot today. I think Doug Martin is your safe play. So this is one of those questions that I answer basically with 2 answers. It depends on where your matchup is right now. If you need the safe play, if you're projected to win and you just need to make sure that you have the points, I think Doug Martin is going to be your safest bet. If you need high upside, if you're already down, if you've had some duds here in the first 3 games of the week between yesterday and Thursday, then I think DJ Moore is your high upside play. So it depends on where you're at in your matchup and what you need.
Yeah, I would agree that Doug Martin is the safer option of the 3. DJ Moore, though, I think may have slightly higher upside.
Anton bringing another fire question. Derrick Henry or Dalvin Cook? And that's actually a good question this week, I think.
Still Dalvin Cook.
It is Dalvin Cook, but it's a lot closer than it has been for recent weeks. I do like Derrick Henry this week.
But why?
Because the matchup is there. The matchup is there. His touches have been going up. He's coming off a huge game. Hopefully that kicks the Tennessee coaches in the butt to put him in a little bit more. And because the matchup is so good, this could be another big week. I'm not saying over 200 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns again, but the potential there is for at least 1 trip to the end zone and upwards of 80 to 100 yards rushing, I think.
You know what's like really hard with fantasy football is Derrick Henry was like the butt of all things jokes for what, 13 weeks.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden he has a game where he scores like borderline 60 points, and he's a high-end running back too for a lot of people. And don't forget he hadn't rushed for more than like 58 yards in the game before that week.
This is a guy who had that huge game against the Chiefs in the playoffs last year, and then all of a sudden this offseason he was a running back 1 in a lot of people's minds. Derrick Henry was being taken within the top 12 to 15 running backs at one point. Now, and being traded like 1 too. Now, as soon as Deion Lewis signed, that really started to hurt his value, and he started to creep back into that low running back 2 status a little bit more, especially in PPR leagues. But he's doing the same thing to us again.
He's sucking you right back in. He's like a tractor beam of suckiness.
Somebody just asked, hold on. Paulo said, would you go Henry over Fournette, Kamara, or CMC? No, that I'm not doing. No, you don't sit your studs. Don't do it this week.
Yeah, because Henry is not one of your studs.
Yeah.
He just had a studly week. What about Holloway Eyes NHL? Holloway Eye. That's a Hollow Eyes NHL. I'm going to get it. I'm going to keep trying until I get it. Fitz or Pettis in a standard league?
I have to look real quick. Where do I have Fitz at this week?
Fitz is safe. I think Fitz is always the safe play. If you're in a PPR league, he's going to, but I know this is standard, but in a PPR league, he's somebody who you can just count on for a solid day. In standard though, if you're not getting those points per reception, his upside is a little bit touchdown dependent at this point.
I've got Fitz at 22, and I've got Pettis at 24. Going with Fitz.
Well, all right there. There you have it. Joe Jimenez, que pasa, guys? What's going on? It's No Jimenez. No. You guys are killing me with the names today. I'm having a hard time. Let's see. Cohen or William? Jamal Williams in the standard?
No.
It has to be Cohen. I don't care what format it is. Cohen is the choice there. 100%. Yeah. Are Big Ben's ribs going to slow him down, being that they're cracked for C-Mac? I mean, he's kind of a gamer. I mean, we've kind of seen this with Big Ben before. He's played through stuff like this before. I'm not overly concerned about Big Ben. Yeah,
I'm not either. We are, just to update everyone, we're only at 133 likes, so if we're gonna let it flow, okay, we need a few more.
Just a couple more. And Jason Cummins is yelling at people to hit the like button, so make sure you listen to him. Dude's an animal. What about? Here's another question. I've been seeing a lot of Mike Evans questions. A lot of people worried about Mike Evans going up there to Baltimore, especially in the rainy weather. Are we worried about Mike Evans, Kyle?
I mean, yes. If you put him in your lineup, there's going to be a worry in the back of your mind, but it's still Mike Evans. It's still a game in which Tampa Bay is probably going to have to pass quite frequently. Mike Evans always has wide receiver one upside every single week. I'm not sitting Mike Evans unless I have a legitimate wide receiver one that I can play in front of him. I still consider Mike Evans a stud. I still consider Mike Evans a wide receiver one type player. I know he can vary a little bit more than we would like from that type of a player, but I'm not sitting Mike Evans.
Me neither. I mean, I think it's to the point now where with all the injuries and all the letdowns of some of our stud players, more than likely you need to go out there and kind of roll the dice with your studs and just hope that they can put up one of these games that they've put up in the past. I mean, you don't want to sit them on your bench and have them blow up and you lose your fantasy championship because of it. I'd rather lose because I left a DJ Moore on the bench than leaving a Mike Evans on the bench.
Yes. Yeah, it always comes down to that for me, because I would much rather lose a week where I look at my lineup at the end of the week and I say, you know what? I didn't make the right play, but I followed my process. And my process always says, these are my best players. They make it into the lineup. Now, if it's in the middle of the season and it's just a matchup where I'm like, okay, I want to get a win this week, I'm going to play the matchups here a little bit more, that's fine. But like I told one of my followers today who was asking questions, I said, look, a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, but you don't want to bet on that nut to win your fantasy football championship, okay? It's a weird analogy, I know. But anyway, you don't want to bet on that to happen because then you spend all offseason saying to yourself, I played Mike Evans all year long, and then I sat him in what appeared to be a bad matchup, and now I put David Moore in my lineup, and it didn't work out the way I wanted to.
And then everybody's going to call you a blind nut.
Blind nut.
That was funny. Perfect.
We have 155 likes, Jake, which you know what that means.
That means I should probably get my helmet ready.
Yes. Get the everyone keep liking the video. We are gonna get ready to let it flow here. Nelson, I'm not repeating what you're putting in the chat. Let those questions start the flow here in just a second. Jake, what are we gonna do? Nikhil says, is it safe to start Jordy Nelson? Yes. Chuck has a new nickname for me.
I love it, Chuck. I'm going to use it.
Chuck, Kyle, don't bet on that nut, Richard said. Oh, man. This is what we do here, people. This is what we do here.
Something like that.
Make sure you don't forget about us over the off season.
Yeah, no. I'll be there all year long on my channel, Kyle.
Jake will always be around. Jake's not going anywhere.
I go nowhere. I come to this room. That's where I go.
All right, Jake, how long am I putting on the timer today?
I mean, we're doing this twice, right?
Yes.
I mean, go 2.5 minutes, and then if I still have breath left and I'm not blind in one eye, I'll continue it and ignore your timer.
Okay, I'm actually setting the timer this time and not just doing the stopwatch, so there's an actual sound to make sure I catch it.
Yeah, because last week you about killed me.
All right, here we go. Getting ready to let it flow. Let those questions start rolling in. Jake is ready to roll. The sign is on. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1, let it flow.
All right, we got Ertz or Kittle. I'm going Kittle. Dude's like the number 2 tight end in football right now, even though he could be making an argument for number 1. Dak or Mitch. Mitch is a little bit higher, but I like me some Dak this week. Ebron or Kittle. Still going with the Kittles. Dixon or Jones. Give me Dixon. I can't say that, Joe, even though I almost did because I'm on my let it flow mindset and I read everything. We need Jake all year long. Jake's going to be here all year long. I mean, just maybe on my channel all year long. Julian Edelman or Tariq Cohen. I like both. If I had to choose one, I think Edelman is a little bit safer. Bears or Jags, give me the Jags. T.Y. or Edelman, give me Edelman. Kittle or Samuels, I'm sticking with Kittle. Dixon or Ito, 100% Dixon. Cohen or DJ. Cohen, I think, is a little bit safer at this point, but I'd hate to sit David Johnson in the fantasy playoffs. Elliott, I went way too fast. Sorry. Eli or Carr, never trusted Eli. I'm going to go with Derek Carr. Samuels or Ebron, give me Ebron. Jags or Rams D. Sticking with the Jags D on that one. Robinson or Davis. Davis by a hair, but I'm not too fond of either. Breida or Wilson. I don't want to choose either one of them. If I had to, I go with Breida because the dude seems to play hurt all the time. Gordon or Diggs. I like both, but I think Josh Gordon has a huge week this week. Big Ben or Jared Goff. I'm going with Goff back at home in LA finally. Wilson or Brady. Brady by a hair. Martin or White in a PPR league. Can't trust White at this point. Give me Martin. Ebron or Kittle. Still going with Kittle. Jags or the Miami defense. Going with the Jags defense. TJ Ooze your mama or Ian Thomas. 100% give me. It's still a toss-up, but give me Ooze your mama because his name's fun to say. Jones or Samuels. Give me Samuels. Bears or Titans in a PPR league. The PPR part doesn't really matter. Still give me the Bears. Foles or Allen. Not trusting Foles. Give me Josh Allen. Jordy or Pettis in a half-point PPR. I gotta go with Pettis. I can't go with Jordy. He's 412 years old and he barely plays. Matthew Ryan or Aaron. Love the Aaron reference. Because you said that, I'm still siding with Matt Ryan though by a hair. Jones or Samuels. Give me Samuels. Fournette or Carson. Give me Fournette. Brait or Burton. Give me Brait. Mitch Magic or Wilson. Give me Mitch Magic. Luck or Wilson. Going with Luck. Mack or Jeffrey. Give me Jeffrey. Ryan or Cousins. Give me Ryan. Fournette or Carson. Give me Fournette. Brait or Burton. Give me Brait. Trey or Vernon. I don't know who Trey was. Who's Trey? Oh, Trey Burton. No, give me Trey Burton. Whew, all right. I hear your timer.
I was getting ready to jump in and help you out with that one.
My mind went blank. I'm like, Trey. I don't know the last name Trey. Whew.
Pimpin' Sneaks wants to know Vernon or Ian Thomas. I'm going to go with Vernon. JP wants to know Ryan or Cousins. I'll go with Ryan. Adam wants to know Wilson or Cousins. I'll go with Wilson. Chuck wants to know Flex, Curtis Samuel or Mohamed Sanu in full PPR. Definitely Curtis Samuel for me. Like him this week. Please pick one, T.Y. or Pettis or Reynolds or Ridley or Nelson or Zay Jones or Foster or Gallup. So many people there, but it's still T.Y. 100%. Evans, Doug, or Ingram in the flex. Go with Evans. Pick two, Mac, White, Riddick, and Dixon. I'm going to go with I hate Mac's. Oh, man. I hate Mac's matchup, but I'm going to go Dixon and Mac here. Michelle, Edwards, or Dixon in PPR. I'm going to go Dixon in PPR. I just don't like Michelle's matchup either this week. Chris Carson, Mark Ingram, Derrick Henry, DJ Moore, Adam Humphries, Calvin Ridley. Pick three. Please, it's my birthday and first time in the playoff semis. Congratulations and happy birthday, Colin.
Happy birthday, Colin.
I'm going to go with, I'm picking three. I'm going Chris Carson. I'm going Derrick Henry. And Jake, do you go DJ Moore or Mark Ingram?
What would you say if I said neither?
Ooh, who are you going to go instead?
I'm going bold and saying Calvin Ridley.
I don't hate that
It's
at all.
The upside is there, though.
The upside is there. I think I would probably lean towards Mark Ingram a little bit more. I don't think the matchup is bad this week. And I think he's a little bit safer.
Well, he's safer. He's definitely safer. Sometimes safe isn't fun, though, Kyle. Hashtag squirrel nuts. I saw it scroll through the chat, so I had to use it.
It come up is a better time. All right, people, we're gonna need 250 likes if we're gonna let it flow a second time. No, we have 347 people watching right now. Should we do 300 likes?
I mean, if everybody in the chat just hits the like button, then I'll do it again.
This is true.
Here's a great question though. Nicholas Park wants to know: In-N-Out or Whataburger?
I've never had either.
You have not lived.
I've never been to the West Coast.
As somebody who has indulged in both, I would have to say Whataburger is still a little bit better than In-N-Out. Don't hate.
The furthest west I've ever been is Salt Lake City.
That's still somewhat west. I mean, there's only like a state and a half in between the coast.
This is true, but I've never had
the point of Nevada and California, and then you're there.
How about this? I'm going to answer that question and say White Castle.
See, I've never had White Castle. I don't know if I'm missing anything, though, because nobody ever tells.
Guess what? There's plenty of them in Indianapolis, so when we go to the Combine, we are having White Castle.
Well, perfect. Can't wait.
Jake says, like this video if you love your mama. That's true. If you love your mom, hit the like button. If you don't like your mom or love her, still hit the like button, please.
Maybe your dad's your favorite. Hit the like button for your dad.
Need Upside says I need to travel a little bit more. I do travel for work sometimes and for vacations, but I've just never made my way that far out west. Typically, I'm over here in the central to east regions.
Got to get out, Kyle.
And south.
What about far east? You ever been to the East Coast?
The furthest, I've been to Philadelphia and Pennsylvania a lot. Different areas of Pennsylvania. I've been to Boston before. I've been to New York.
All right. Well, I guess you've been around.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Wondering if you pick up on it. I answered this one during Let It Flow, but let's get your opinion. Ebron or Kittle in a PPR?
I'm still going to go with Kittle. Ebron obviously has tons of upside, but Kittle, he's the number 2 tight end right now? Mm-hmm. Coming off a huge week, it's still Kittle for me.
Yeah, I got Kittle as number 2 and Ebron as number 4, so it's close. Baldwin or Breida in a flex spot? Ugh. And then Carr or Cam for the quarterback?
Cam for the quarterback.
I would have to say Cam and Baldwin, but I'm not excited about it.
Yeah, I think you have to say Baldwin too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can trust Breida this week.
I don't think you can either, and that's what worries me. Jason Cummings says he's never been west of the Mississippi. You need to venture a little bit farther west. What about Ebron or Dalvin Cook in your flex? It's got to be Dalvin Cook.
It's got to be Dalvin Cook.
I have a hard time flexing my tight end, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I think if you had to put a tight end in the conversation to flex, I think Eric Ebron would be one to do that. But I like Dalvin Cook. He's looked better week in and week out. I think the new play calling that we're going to see this week is going to rely heavily on using Dalvin Cook and taking the pressure off Kirk Cousins.
Yes, that I agree with. But Dalvin Cook is gonna be somebody who I really like this week.
Yeah.
Let's get some different names in here. Diggs or Lockett? You said earlier you liked Lockett a lot this week. What about Diggs, though? You got him higher than Diggs?
I'm still going to go Diggs a little bit over Lockett.
Yep, I would have to go Diggs a little bit higher also. T.Y. Hilton or Chris Carson at a flex spot for the
Chris Carson.
Man? Chris Carson?
Chris Carson.
I think Carson is safer. If you're chasing points, though, or you need a big day, I think you got to go T.Y.
I think the ceiling's a little bit closer together than what we would think typically. There's no Rashad Penny this week, so we don't have to worry about him at all. I know we still have Mike Davis, but this could be a week where Chris Carson puts together a ton of volume in a matchup that allows him to be efficient as well.
I can buy that also, but it's still touchdown dependent, and we always say we don't chase touchdowns. This
is true.
So I'm just trying to stick with our original morals, Kyle. Let's see. CJ Uzurmama or Vernon Davis?
I'm going to go Vernon Davis.
You really don't like CJ Uzurmama?
I don't. When I was talking about a blind squirrel earlier,
yeah,
CJ Who's Your Mama was the guy that I was talking about, because the question was about whether we were picking Brait, Evan Ingram, or CJ Who's Your Mama, and I said Brait, Ingram, Who's Your Mama in that order. And the gentleman I was talking to was highly concerned when I said that.
I don't like CJ Uzomah, but I think he's a low ceiling tight end. But when you get down to that range of 10 to 15, probably where he's ranked, all those guys are in the same position. I still think he gets you somewhere between 6 and 8 fantasy points, which if you're really struggling for tight end, that's about as good as it's going to get, in my opinion. But hey, JP Baudot, hopefully I pronounced that one right, he wants me to choose between Amari Cooper or Leonard Fournette in a PPR league.
I'm going to go with Leonard Fournette this week.
Man. Yes, I think Leonard Fournette is safer. Cooper's got a really tough matchup, and even though it's PPR and Fournette's not really involved, I still think the safest play is going to be Leonard Fournette. Even though I'm sure he wanted me to say Cooper.
No Carlos Hyde this week. Not that it's really mattered because Carlos Hyde really hasn't done anything when Fournette has been playing anyway. But we've also seen a dramatic change, and
not to be confused with Jurassic.
Yeah, we've watched a lot of Jurassic World this week here in the Richardson household. A dramatic change in TJ Yeldon's usage as well since Fournette came back from his injury. So Fournette is one of those running backs that is almost guaranteed 30 touches in a game.
Yeah, absolutely. M. St. G says, guys, need a Hail Mary, big upside. Any suggestions of who I should pick? Doesn't say a position. He's just looking for a Hail Mary.
I think he said pick up. So is he talking about trying to hit the waiver wire today?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
That's really going to depend who's out there. I don't know because I don't know anything about your scoring. Did he say PPR or no? That's going to be a tough one to help with because I don't have any other information.
Yeah, I mean there are a few guys out there that have good matchups. You just got to try to find the guys who are going to get the opportunity. You have to have the opportunity. You have to be able to have somebody who's going to touch the ball. Go out there and find somebody with the most upside for the most touches because you can't score points if you don't touch the ball. That's the only advice I can give without knowing the names.
Yeah, we got 382 people watching right now. We need 300 likes to let it flow again. We are still just over 50 likes away. So if you're out there watching right now, and Jake, yes, I did lose to Pierre in the RotoBaller Expert Leagues last week, so I'm out of that matchup. But anyway, so yes, hit that like button. If you have not liked the video yet, please do it. We are going to let it flow again at 300 likes. We've only got 18 minutes left until kickoff, so we're going to have to do it soon.
Like way soon.
Like super very soon.
What about Sony Michel or DJ Moore for Kerr?
I'll go DJ Moore. I don't like Sonny Michel's matchup this week.
Yep, same here. Plus, you never know who they're going to use in that backfield in New England. And apparently James Devlin likes to score all the touchdowns now. Dante McCringleberry says he wants to go to the Super Bowl. If he wants to. I mean, I'd like to go too. Kyle, you want to go?
Yeah, why not?
All right, Super Bowl. We're all going to the Super Bowl. Everybody in the van. Alshon Jeffrey or Mark Ingram in a PPR league?
I'm going to go Mark Ingram.
Yep, Mark Ingram is safer there in my opinion.
Yep.
Mike Evans, Doug Martin, or Mark Ingram?
Mike Evans, league. Doug Martin, or Mark Ingram, Doug Martin.
Wow.
Oh, wait, Mike Evans. Mike Evans. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's say, wow, you took him over Evans. We just told people not to sit Mike Evans. Wow.
Mike Evans. Okay. Mike Evans. Let's move forward. Next question, please.
Yes, it was Mike Evans. DJ Moore or Tyler Boyd in a PPR league, and he did say hashtag Team Jake, which is kind of cool.
Okay, then you answer it.
Okay, I will. DJ Moore or Tyler Boyd? Here we go. I'm going DJ Moore this week.
I'm going Tyler Boyd, so we'll go ahead and listen to Jake, and we'll talk about it later.
Dang, Kyle. Russell Wilson or Matt Ryan?
Russell Wilson or Matt Ryan, you said?
Yes. I didn't say Russell, but I said Russell.
Let me double check something here real quick.
Do it to it.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson?
Yep.
What about Samuels or Aaron Jones? So Jalen Samuels or Aaron Jones? I know we're scared about the Aaron Jones matchup, so Jalen Samuels may be a little bit safer.
Jalen Samuels.
Here you go. SF, Lockett or Hilton? Team Kyle. So there you go.
Lockett or Hilton? I'm going to still go with Hilton this week.
Okay. Well, that was your guys, so you can answer however you want. Apparently we have teams now. I didn't know we had Team Jake and Team Kyle, but apparently we do. And I'm starting to see a lot of Team Kyle. Wow. That makes my self-esteem feel great. Kyle,
don't do that,
killing
people.
it. Huh?
Jake and I are the same entity. We are the same person.
Careful how you do your fingers like that, Kyle. It could get misconstrued to the people. We're on the internet right now, Kyle.
Robbie's just said Team Kylie.
Okay. Wow. All right. I've totally been throwing off my game here. Everything says Team Kyle, so I'll just let you answer some questions, Kyle.
We still made. Jake says Team Kyle's beard.
Okay. This guy says, "Damn you, Jake, answer me." Curtis Samuel, Josh Reynolds, or Adam Humphries? I'm going Curtis Samuels right there. That's my choice. And there, I answered you.
Somebody said Team Cakey.
It should be Kiki.
Cake? K-A-K-E? For Jake and Kyle together. That's our celebrity couple nickname.
Don't ever say that again. Out loud. Like verbally. I heard it. If I heard it, the people heard it. Killing me, Kyle.
Oh,
can't believe you said that. All right. Anyway.
Someone just said Team Blind Squirrel Nuts.
Team Blind Squirrel Nuts. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Anton.
Things have gone off the rails on RotoBaller Game Day, but we still need 21 likes to let it flow again, and we only have 15 more minutes, people. Hit the like button.
How can we be sitting here talking about blind squirrel nuts and people not hitting the like button? Wow.
All right, a few more of these questions.
Go for it.
I'm so lost.
Okay, we got Jordy Nelson or Dante Pettis.
I do like Nelson this week, but I think he's more of a safe play, like 3, 4, 5 catches for between 40 and 60 yards. I think Pettis offers much more upside in terms of getting in the end zone and putting up a bigger game.
I agree. All right, Santiago Lesso says he lost Odell, so he needs another option. Curtis Samuels, Dante Pettis, DJ Moore, or Calvin Ridley?
I think those are a lot of good options. Mm-hmm. I want to say Samuels right off the bat. Mm-hmm. That's like the very first thing I want to say. But I do want to check my rankings real quick.
Yeah, I think Samuels may be the safest bet of everybody who's up there. If I'm shooting for the fences, though, and I'm looking for a home run and I'm chasing points, I think Calvin Ridley's got that sneakily high upside this week.
I've got DJ Moore at 21. I've got Samuel at 23 in a standard format.
So they're close.
Yeah.
Regardless. D.D. Westbrook or Zay Jones for Ray De La Torre?
We're not going down this road again.
Yeah, no. I did the whole Zay Jones thing a couple weeks ago. Didn't quite work out for me.
Yes.
Joe Campbell says he likes the name of Gile. Instead of, Jake and Kyle, Gile. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for throwing that in there.
Dante says he needs an answer, guys. I've been loyal. What's his question, though?
Hold on. I'm going to pause the chat, and I'm going to go find it for you, Dante. I will find. You keep going, Kyle. I'll go scrolling back up.
Evans or Gordon. I'm going to go with Evans this week. Adams or Lockett in a PPR. Michael's team Jake, but I'm going to answer it anyway. I'm definitely going to go with Lockett if that's Josh Adams that you're talking about. Barber, Murphy, or Humphreys, PPR flex. I don't like Murphy this week. We talked about him. I'm gonna go with Barber, even though I don't love that matchup. I think Barber has the better potential. Humphreys, I don't like this week either. Rex is wondering Ingram or Cohen in a non-PPR. I'll still go Cohen in a non-PPR. Breeze or Luck this week. Let me check my rankings on that one. I've got Breeze at 3, so we're going Breeze this week.
All right, I found Dante's question.
Okay.
Here we go. He even said please before, and we missed it because there's just so many scrolling by. He wants a flex play. Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, Tyler Boyd, Mark Ingram.
Is it PPR?
Standard.
Henry.
Wow. Henry over Aaron Jones, I agree with. Henry over Tyler Boyd, I agree with. Henry over Ingram, that one's really, really close. I'll agree with you, Kyle. I don't know why I'm agreeing with you, Kyle. Maybe it's because it's that sexy man beard you got going on, and people are starting to give us celebrity names here. I like this other one up here, though. Somebody said hashtag team best fantasy experts ever. Even though we don't call ourselves experts. I don't call myself an expert.
Analyst.
There you go. but I like that nickname better. Anyway, there you go, Dante. We're gambling. We're going Derrick Henry. And I did that because I know you have been a faithful viewer all year long.
We only need 7 more likes. We need 7 more likes to let it flow. We only have 11 minutes, people. 11 more likes. Hurry. We're going to – 7 more likes. 3, 2, 1. We have 300 likes.
All right, then. Team Hunter Henry.
Never mind.
Team Hunter Henry. You like his upside this week, Kyle?
Oh, man. I don't like to bash on people too much, especially guys like Stephen A. Smith. I know he can be incredibly overwhelming and frustrating to listen to and all those other things, but the guy works extremely hard. It just when things like that happen, it's like I don't even make probably close to even a quarter of what Stephen A. Smith makes, even less than that, a tenth, even that. And, that's just something like I would have known that. Like, I would have known that going into that segment. But anyway, whatever.
I look at it this way. We're all going to make mistakes, right? You're not going to get 100% right. I'm not going to get 100% right. But when we're wrong, just own up to it and say, I had no idea.
And there's a difference between being wrong and breaking down a game and using guys who have been out all year and don't even play in the league anymore.
Yeah. I don't even know what vagiles is, but somebody can maybe tell me.
All right, guys, 310 likes. Jake, get that helmet on. Let's do this thing.
Don't you tell me what to do.
Jake, put your helmet on. I'm sorry. That was rude.
That's it. I'm driving to Indiana. I'm going to live stream me whooping your...
Kyle, hold still. The camera.
Hold still. Hold this camera, Kyle. I got to smack you. All right.
Manuel says time is running out. This is life or death. Is life or fantasy death in standard? Johnson, Ingram, or White? If that's David Johnson, it's David Johnson.
Yes, I agree. If that is David Johnson, which I imagine.
All right, people, start letting those questions flow. We're going to hit this thing right now. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, Jake?
Sure.
Okay, 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. Let's do this thing. The sign is on 3, 2, 1. Let it flow.
Henry or Fournette? I'm still going with Fournette there. Helmet time, hashtag love it. It's always helmet time. Kyle is a boss. Sometimes he is. He likes to boss me around. Go Cowboys. Not really much of a Cowboys fan, but today, maybe. Brait or Graham? Never Graham. Going Brait. Fitz or Pettis in a flex PPR? Need a lot of help. If you need a lot of help, you go with Dante Pettis and you cross your fingers for a big game. Baltimore or Jacksonville? Give me Jacksonville. Bless you, Kyle.
Thank you.
Body or Mike Evans? Whose body? It all depends on whose body we're talking about. Trubisky or Foles? Give me Mitch Magic. Breida or Howard? Give me Howard. Henry or Martin? I'm still going with Henry there. Bears or Rams nuts? I'm not a fan of either of their nuts, but maybe Kyle has a preference. Let's see, Cam Newton or Kirk Cousins? I got Cam a little bit higher. Cousins, though, is somebody who I could think would be a little bit safer play because I'm starting to worry about Cam Newton's shoulder injury. Corey Davis or Murphy from Buffalo? The fact that you have to refer to him as Murphy from Buffalo makes me want to go with Corey Davis because not anybody knows who Marcus Murphy really is. Henry or Martin? Give me Henry. Letting it flow, hashtag I'm sure trying, but I'm struggling because the comments are going so fast. Devontae Adams or Tyler Lockett? Go with Devontae Adams. Boyd or Gordon in the standard? I'm going with Gordon. Breida or Howard? Give me Howard. Rodgers or Wilson? Please help me. I'm going with Wilson there. I don't like the Rodgers matchup with Chicago. T.Y. or Stills? I'm going with T.Y. Gus or Murphy? I'm still leaning towards Gus a little bit. Adams, Jackson, or Rodgers? Adams or Jackson or Rodgers? I don't know what positions that is. Adams, Jackson, or it's like you got quarterbacks and receivers. I need first names for some of them. MVP this year? Right now, even though he kind of disappointed this past week, I still like Patrick Mahomes. He's putting up crazy numbers. Dixon or Jones in a PPR? Give me Dixon. Dalvin, Aaron Jones, PPR playoffs? Got to go with Dalvin. Seahawks or Cowboys? I'm going to go with the Seahawks by a hair. Allen or Pettis? Allen. Help me out, Kyle. Who's Allen? Allen or Pettis?
The only person I think it was Keenan Allen, but he's already played.
And he's played, so I don't know who else to say. Aaron Jones or Dixon? Give me Dixon. Samuels or Dixon? Give me Samuels. Cam or Dak? I think Dak is a little bit safer right now. Ertz or Cook? I'm going Ertz by a hair, but Cook is right behind him in the rankings. Woods or Cooper? I'm going with Robert Woods. Sorry, y'all. Please, Cobb or D.D. Westbrook or Pettis? Last one I will answer. I would say D.D. Westbrook is the safest play there. Looking for the big home run play, then you go Pettis.
Yeah, and then Jason said it was crappy that he only had one question all answered all year long, so I just saw him drop another one. Aaron Jones, James White, or Sony Michel?
Aaron Jones, James White, or Sony Michel? Ugh.
I think I would go, even though I hate the matchup, I think I'd still go Aaron Jones based on potential for value.
Maybe. Yes, he may be the safest, but it'd also be that point where you're gambling regardless. Maybe you gamble for the guy who's put up huge numbers all year with the exception of the past couple of weeks and go James White if it's PPR.
If it's PPR, James White, yeah, we get a lot closer.
Yeah.
All right, that's another Let It Flow. We still have a lot of questions coming in, though, that we're going to work on answering here before kickoff. Jonathan wants to know, please, Breida Dixon or Adrian Peterson as a flex. I'm going to go with Dixon this week. Jonathan says, thanks, gentlemen. Been a follower since the season. My first year doing fantasy football. Welcome to fantasy football, Jonathan. Hopefully you've had fun this year and you are back next year. Really quick before we move on to other questions, just because I know week 15. So a majority of you that are watching right now, obviously we hope every single one of you win your matchup. But if you don't, there's a chance that we might not see you again this season. I just want to take another quick second to thank everyone for their support all season long, for tuning in, for liking the videos, for being here for an hour with us every single Sunday from 12 to 1, for your questions, for reaching out to us, for everything. These things don't happen without you. Yes, we're the ones here answering questions, but you are the ones that make all of this possible. So thank you for your support all year long. It is much appreciated. Next week will be the last show of the season. There will be no week 17 show. So that next week will be the last time that we're doing this for the year. So we hope that even if you have an hour, even if you're not in the fantasy football playoffs anymore next week, if you have an hour to tune in and hang out with us one more time, we would greatly appreciate it. Again, this doesn't happen without all of you. So thank you so much for being the best viewers in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And, not to throw a quick plug in there, but over on my channel, I know I'll be there all season or all year long, even in the off-season playoffs, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
I'll have Kyle over there. We'll still have some fun. Don't think that after week 17, you will never hear football again until July or August. Nope, we talk football all year long. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. Really appreciate the support also, like Kyle said.
And also, if you are redraft players, I highly, highly, highly recommend you look for a Dynasty League. Play Dynasty this year. If you've never done it before, give it a shot. It's fun. It gives you something to do all off season long. If you have questions on how to set up a Dynasty League, on how to find a Dynasty League, hit me up on Twitter at krich1532. I will help you out. I will throw your name out there on Twitter, try to get some people headed your way if they're looking for somebody. I highly recommend that you play Dynasty football this year if you haven't done it already. We're going to be dropping Dynasty content. I write Dynasty articles all off season long. Jake and I hopefully are going to be going to the combine and researching some of those rookies. So there's a lot of different things going on. So I highly recommend you do Dynasty Leagues if you haven't had a chance to do that yet.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. And I see a few guys out there saying, well, I have a championship game week 17. Yes, Kyle just said that we won't be here week 17. We will be on my channel, though. So be on the lookout for that. I'm not gonna leave you hanging there. I'll be there for you guys week 17 for sure, 100%. And then just for Jason Cummings, I saw something he said here a couple minutes ago. You may not miss it for long, and that's all I'm going to say. He knows what I'm talking about.
I didn't even see what he said.
Exactly. That's why he knows what it is, though. I've seen Jason here all year long, so I'm giving him a little insight.
All right, two more minutes. We got to get some of these questions in here real quick.
2 minutos. Is that what they say for the Miami Heat basketball games? Something like that?
I don't know.
Oh, well, I think I know. Who knows? Will T.Y. Hilton be good for today's game? Yes, he's playing. Yeah. He's active. Am I a little bit worried about it? A little bit. I mean, he went a whole week without practice. This is something where he could be somewhat of more of a decoy than he has been in weeks past, but he still has that high upside and a huge target share. What about Mitch or Goff?
Goff.
What about Mitch or golf?
Golf.
Yeah, definitely going to go with golf. I love golf. It's fun to golf. But no, yeah, golf back at home in LA is much better. Hooper or Ingram at tight end?
What did you just say? Who or Ingram?
Hooper or Ingram?
I just automatically assumed you said Pooper. I'm gonna go with Hooper this week. I still like him a little bit over Ingram, even with OBJ being out.
Yep. Shepard or Humphreys or Humphreys?
Shepard,
yes. Robinson. So I'm guessing Allen Robinson or Curtis Samuel.
Curtis Samuel.
Anton says it's time to get coffee. It's 5 a.m. where he's at. Where are you at? OZ.
Ooh, thank you for being up and being with us.
Yeah, thanks, Anton. Appreciate you. Go get that coffee.
Oh,
cream and
Brandon
sugar,
says
please.
you have to get a question answered. He needs Jordan Howard or Josh Reynolds. I'm going to go with Josh Reynolds.
Yes, me
and
too.
half PPR.
Josh Reynolds back at home in LA. Look for the red zone targets coming your way. Let's see what else we got. Try to get some different names.
Steven
Aubrey.
says you never answer my questions. Cohen or Carson. I'm going to go Carson. Brait or Cook. Cook. Mitch or Wilson. Wilson.
We totally agree, except I go Cohen over Carson, being that it's a PPR league. Outside of that, I agree with Kyle on everything else. Let's see. What else do we got? Been skipped all day, same question. Andre Newsom. Bills or Rams? Breida or Zay?
Breida and Rams.
Yes, I would agree. Rams and Breida would be my choice there, even though I'm not real happy about either of them.
Mm-hmm.
Adams over Diggs. If that's Devontae Adams over Diggs.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, at this point, I think Devontae Adams is somewhat matchup proof on a weekly basis. Anton's in Australia. Wow. Well, good day, mate. Put another shrimp on the bobby. What movie is that? That's Dumb and Dumber. That's what that is. I have no Australian accent either. But I tried, Anton. That's what, it's the best you can get.
Oh, man.
Kyle, it's 1 o'clock.
It is 1 o'clock. Tyler Lockett or Dante Pettis? I'm going to go with Tyler Lockett. So thank you. Oh, Keelan says that he's been watching for a few weeks now, and he went from 3-4 to 10-4 while watching us. Awesome. So again, thanks everyone for being here. We really appreciate it. Good luck on week 15 this Sunday. We hope that your fantasy football championships become realities. Again, we'll be here on this channel next week, week 16, to help you out with all of your questions. If you're in the semis or championships next week, make sure you hit us up on Twitter at krich1532. Jake is at Fantasy Headliners, at FNTSY Headliners. Make sure you hit him up on his YouTube channel as well. Subscribe to the Fantasy Headliners. Make sure you do that too. We thank everyone again for being here this week. We are also going to run and take a look at our lineups real quick and watch some football. We appreciate all of the support all year long. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and we will see you next week.
Yep, have a good one, everybody.